All right, fellow stockholders, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about everything that's going on. You can see right now we've got a lot to discuss. We've got the Dow down 827. We got the NASDAQ down 220. Stocks tumbling as oil surging up. Federal Reserve rate decision today. Big tech earnings today. SK Hynix missing in their earnings announcement yesterday. Lots of stuff to talk about here, all in the context with the view of keeping you updated. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe, hit that like button. I'm going to share with you everything that I know, and we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about SK Hynix first missing. SK Hynix right now is trading at $130. It's up 0.36, but it did drop about 9 to 10+% yesterday, and it was down in overnight after hours trading, but was able to rally back. Over here on the right, let me make sure you guys can see this. Nope, my picture is blocking it. Let me move my picture. SK Hynix reported a 557 year-over-year profit increase. Let's just pause for a moment. 557 year-over-year profit increase. Yet it wasn't enough. Yet they missed earnings. They missed revenue expectations, leading to a 9.6 stop. 6.6 stop drop. The semiconductor faces pressures from both mixed earnings and geopolitical tensions. We got a lot to unpack around AI memory. We'll probably do another video on that later today. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Links down there. It's free to subscribe. Please, please, please give that some consideration, because I make content with two goals: help keep you informed, help you make more money. Okay, so SK Hynix. But again, I don't think that SK Hynix is missing is the reason the NASDAQ is down 200 plus. If we take a look at, so for example, Micron, come on, let's get it. That's NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is down about 2%. Micron is down 3.7%. Micron was down pretty significant after SK Hynix missing. So Micron was down in after hours trading as well. And it's only down about 3%, but 788, man. I'm starting to look at when should I start buying some Micron, because there is massive opportunity there, because nothing has fundamentally changed in the Micron landscape, as an example. And AMD is down 4+%. Everything is down across the board. You can see over here on the right, SoFi is down 8.5%, Vertiv is down 12%, Lemonade 22%, Procter & Gamble is down 2.6%. Crypto market is actually up today, because I cover crypto as well on another channel here on YouTube. Okay, so back over to what we're talking about. What do we got going on? Well, we got the Federal Reserve meeting coming out today, and the Iran war is adding tension. We got escalation. We got continued hostilities in the Iran war impacting everything. Will the Federal Reserve hold or hike interest rate? And it really is too close to call. I personally think they're going to probably leave the rate steady and not hike it. The reason is that we've had some pretty good prints on the CPI, the PPI. Those are consumer price index, producer price index. Those are inflation reports we get every month. And the latest prints of those have been actually better than expected. And so I think that could help bolster the case for no rate increases. Look, we do not want rate increases. Rate increases will equal stocks moving down, crypto moving down. The equity markets will be impacted for sure. And we don't really need that to be at play. But I get, it may have to do what they need to do. Okay, so let's talk real quickly kind of about the busy week ahead we've got here. Today is Wednesday. So what we're expecting today, again, is that Federal Reserve interest rate announcement. We're also going to be looking at what Kevin Warsh says in his speech. Is his tone going to be hawkish, dovish? All those kind of things. Okay, so we will have to look at and unpack that. Usually that announcement comes around 1:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. So depending upon where you're at in the world, that's when the announcement comes from the Federal Reserve and what they're going to do or what have you. So keep an eye on that. I will be watching that for you. Microsoft earnings and Meta earnings are on tap for today after the close, after the bell close. What are we going to see from them? And again, this is more fuel for the fire for if you are an AI stockholder of any AI related stock. It really is. It comes down to this, because what we're seeing is now some new concerns and issues developing around the entire kind of AI sector. And it's called circular financing. So NVIDIA came out the other day and announced a $250 billion investment to essentially stopgap or back up OpenAI's development of a new, I believe it was $500 billion data center. I think that's the exact number. And so now Wall Street's focusing on this kind of what they're calling circular financing, where these companies are essentially sometimes semi-competitors, not always, but how they're kind of financing each other's operations in kind of this circular pattern. And the concern is what happens if one of those pieces of that circular pattern falls apart. Just for discussion's sake, let's say OpenAI, goes out of business tomorrow. It's not going to happen, but you get my point. In that circle will then fall apart. That's the concern that Wall Street is now focusing on. Specifically, it's a new narrative, a new-ish narrative, new theme that's evolving around AI stocks as the circular financing. And then on top of that is the continued discussion around CapEx expenditures, because the bottom line is with CapEx expenditures, we had Google announce their earnings Wednesday of last week. They just blew the number away, but they had where they talked about raising their capital expenditures to over 200 billion for this year, and next year 2027 would be significantly higher, air quotes intended. That scared the heck out of everybody, and it kind of created this double-edged sword where companies like Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, they are the hyperscalers, and they have to spend money on these CapEx expenditures to build out their AI compute platforms, respective for both their retail customers, business customers. And the market expects them to do that, but they also don't expect them to spend a lot of money on it, essentially, is where we come down to. So Microsoft, Meta, and I guarantee you they will address CapEx expenditures, and they'll probably address it in the context of raising it. And Wall Street is not going to react well to that. They simply are not. Okay. And I'll remind you that it's the NVIDIAs and Microns and SK Hynix and AMDs and everybody else, kind of the AI stack, that is dramatically benefiting from all of this AI compute spend. We know this, right? The data center spend. Bloom Energy just came out the other day. I think it was yesterday, announced their earnings. They blew their numbers away, all that kind of stuff. So we got a lot of volatility this week. This week is insane. So Microsoft, Meta, on tap for today, and then Amazon is on tap for tomorrow after the bell close. Oh, and then by the way, we got Bank of Japan sitting out there for tomorrow on Thursday. Well, what does this have to do with anything? If Bank of Japan raises their rate, that is going to dramatically negatively impact the entire macro financial landscape. Okay, because again, Bank of Japan for decades has essentially been they've been lending the yen for almost 0% interest, at most maybe 1% at different times. And by raising the rate, it's going to create a margin calls where companies are going to start, it's just going to be a whole thing. Okay. And so we've got that at play tomorrow. Are they or are they not going to, raise that rate or what have you? Again, lots of moving factors tomorrow. We got MicroStrategy on tap for tomorrow. Apple's on tap for tomorrow as well. We got core PCE inflation. The dogs are really excited about it. They're barking. So we got that going on as well. So lots of big stuff at play here, guys. I hope you stay tuned. I'll be back with the next video as we continue to see things develop later today. See you.